Hello, everybody. I want to introduce you to one of our group members, Krista Marie. Hi, Krista.
Hi.
She's here today to talk with us about what she does, which is many things. And one of them is energy healing. One of them is using energy to heal. Right? Did I say that right? Yes.
Yeah, yep.
And she is also a crystal healer?
Certified crystal healer. So I went through a program and got my certification for that last year. It's kind of crazy to think it's been that long now. So
yeah. So, I'm going to start with that if that's okay. I just have a quick question about crystals. And I think a lot of people don't understand how a crystal, a rock, is going to help them or heal them or anything like that. So can you just explain a little bit, what is the power of crystals? How does that work? And how do people use them? Just like briefly.
So crystals, so as human beings, we have a whole bunch of different body systems, right? We have our skeletal system, we have our musculature, we have our skin, we have all of these different body systems. And every body system has its own frequency, and everybody has their own energy. And because we have so many different systems, they're really prone to getting out of balance. And crystals, on the other hand, have very stable energies. So they have, like a red jasper has its energetic makeup and it's very stable. And, every stone has its own makeup. And what happens is, this is the science, the quantum physics part, is that our energy entrains, basically connects to and balances with that energy. So if your root chakra is out of whack, whether it's underactive or overactive or blocked, there are stones that will connect with your root chakra energy and bring that into balance by the energy, your energy, and training with the crystal's energy. It's really amazing how it works.
Thank you. There's so much that because we can't see it, it's hard to kind of grasp the concept of it, but it makes sense. I mean, there's lots of things we can't see, but it's happening, right? Yes. So energy within us, energy and electricity, energy, everything is energy. But because we can't see it, it really is hard for people to wrap their mind around it sometimes.
Absolutely. But science is actually starting to, be able to see it. If you've ever looked at Kirlian photography, they can take a picture of a leaf and actually see the leaf's energy signal, signature is really, really cool. And, modern medicine actually uses crystals, in MRI machines. There are crystals in those machines. If you've ever broken a bone and your doctor has recommended a bone stimulator for you, that has a crystal in it to help stimulate bone growth. So they really can affect us on a physical level because, energetic densities, as things become more dense and more dense and more dense, that's when they start to manifest physically. And the science, it's slowly catching up, but the research has been going on for probably 30 years or so now. It's really exciting.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And that really kind of just makes it understandable for us when you explain it in that way. It's kind of like plants. You can look at a plant and say it's not doing anything, nothing's happening. But, when you do the time lapse and you watch a plant grow and bloom, it's really cool.
Absolutely.
So the energy is there. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, I'm not a plant person. I tend to rely on Mother Nature to support the plant growth in the world. But if you have plants in your home and you talk sweet to your plant, it grows better. And this is an energetic exchange. This is an energetic connection, right? So
that's my dog.
People out there who have plants. I've got both of mine here too.
Back here. Sorry about that. Yes, I actually have what I call my COVID babies because I was never good at taking care of plants. And when the pandemic came, I'm like, well, now I have time to nurture these things and pay attention and water them and talk to them. And they've like doubled in size. And I've never had plants that long that have flourished and thrived like that. So it's kind of
Yeah. It is cool. And I mean, there's a story that I read about a woman, and she would keep, plants and name them after her friends. And she would be able to know if one of her friends was struggling, if that friend's plant struggled, because there was that energetic connection. And so when that plant was struggling, she would know to reach out to that friend. She would give the plant a little extra love. And so there's, we're all connected. It's, the disconnect is the illusion, right? We are all so connected. And that's how energy healing works. I'm able to connect with people. I've had clients in Australia, I've had clients in Texas, and the distance doesn't matter, because energy doesn't have that concept of distance like we do.
Yeah. So tell us, how did you get into all of this energy work and healing?
It's really been a natural progression for me. I've always loved the human body. I was fascinated with anatomy as a kid, always loved rocks and stones. And then as I was going through, looking for alternatives for healing my chronic pain and fatigue and depression, anxiety, all of that stuff, I actually went to an integrated chronic care center. So this is a place that we have here in Nova Scotia, where they take a very integrated approach. So you see a nurse practitioner, an occupational therapist, a dietitian, a psychotherapist, all of these people. But the nurse practitioner there was actually a cranial sacral therapy practitioner. And so this is a bit more mainstream energy healing, but it's very similar to Reiki. But it was my first experience with an energetic healing process. And she said it was very different working with me, because I actively worked with her. When she was working on my root or working on my sacral, I would focus and work with her on that. And just the connection just clicked. It's like, there's something here, there's something to this. And there was a whole mindfulness program that I went through as well, which is an energetic practice as well. And it's just kind of naturally evolved over the years. And I love it. I've discovered quite a affinity for it, quite a talent for it. It's a gift I'm very grateful to have and be able to share. I mean, it's seeing people's results just it just lights me up. It just, makes my soul sing. And so I'm really grateful to have had that experience and gotten the benefits for myself from it. And now to be able to share it, it's such a beautiful thing.
That's great. And part of the reason, one of the things that I want our members to take away is that don't be afraid to try new things. If this sounds far out to you, or, you're not sure, all it takes is one experience to really open your mind. I mean, and I feel the same about aromatherapy. When I first started, I was just curious. But then when I started applying it to different situations and saw the results, then I was all in. So lots of times we just, I love to introduce new people and new concepts to the group, because it's great to learn new things. And sometimes, if we don't understand it, we just kind of shy away from it. So I'm sure that all of you here who's watching the replay, you're going to get something out of this. Krista you have many different practices that you do, and courses and everything else that you offer. And I'm just taking a look at some of the things. What would you say is the most significant aspect of energy healing? So for someone who's not used to this, what would you say to a beginner if they wanted to learn?
It's just be open. And this is the thing with energy healing, is that, it's limitless. The possibilities are limitless. We just don't even know all the things that it's capable of doing for us yet. But all you have to do is be open to it. And allow that connection and it will work. And it's non-invasive, right? This is one of my favorite parts about it, is that there's nothing being put in your body. There's no poking or prodding or, chiropractic is great, but like they're manipulating and moving bones and cracking things, and energy healing is very non-invasive. It's available to absolutely everyone, and it's non-invasive, and literally all you have to do is just, well, let's see if this works. It's that curiosity, right? Just being that open and having that curiosity and saying, well, I'll give it a try. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. And, you had mentioned that it was through anxiety, depression, chronic pain, those types of things that kind of led you to it. So if anyone here in the group is experiencing those same things, then you might want to connect with Krista and just have a conversation about what you might want to try.
Absolutely.
So this,
my earliest memory of pain is from 2 years old. And, I didn't get my fibromyalgia diagnosis until I was 31. And I didn't start doing this work until my late 30s, early 40s. Time is funny now. I have a hard time putting numbers on things. But it was quite a journey. And it was because I was tired of being poked and prodded. It was because I was tired of, doing physiotherapy and feeling worse, doing all these different kinds of therapies and feeling worse on the other side of it. That is not the goal when we go looking for help, right? We want to feel better. And it was through all of these practices that, I don't live in chronic pain anymore. I don't wake up in pain every morning. I don't wake up with crushing fatigue that, prevents me from going to the grocery store. There was a time when I needed help with everything, and now I do everything. So it's amazing. And everybody's roots to chronic pain are different. Everybody's roots to fatigue are different. The same thing doesn't work for every person. And I think that's another benefit of energy healing, is that when you're working with energy, it goes to the place that you need it automatically. It's not, there's no guesswork to this. It goes to where it's needed. That's really amazing.
So I know you have a program coming up and I'd like you to talk about it, but before we do that, is there anything else that you want to share with everyone about the type of work that you do? My curiosity just dived in right in the beginning about crystals, and I didn't even give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and what you do. So here's the floor for you.
Okay, so I am an intuitive guide and healer. So I work with crystal healing. I work with quantum touch, which is another form of energy healing that's incredible. And I work with spirit. I work with source energy, and I have messages from spirit that come through, and it's so hard to describe the work because there is so much to it. It really depends on what the person in front of me needs. And it's what they need comes through, and we work through it, whether they, have a pain issue and they need some, because I've combined the crystal healing with the quantum touch, which has been spectacular. And, sometimes it's just a conversation that we need to have, and mindset and reframing things and different practices. Again, it depends on what the person in front of me needs, what we do. So,
right. And
I have
intuitively gauge what they might need. Would
exactly.
that be accurate?
And yeah. And it's, I have for October, it's called Choose Your Magic. And so we have home magic, body magic, mind magic, and spirit magic. And so each of those things is different. In home magic, we talk about clutter in the home and the vision for the space and ways to make the changes you need to. In body magic, that is a quantum crystal healing session. So whether it's imbalances in your energy, if it's pain, there's a number of different things we can work on. Mind magic is an actual crystal consult. So talking to you, what's going on in your world, what crystal energies do you need to support that. You know, my girlfriend has gone back to school this year after being out for 30 years. It's kind of a big thing, right? And she's into social work. So she's dealing with some really heavy stuff. So we talked about different crystals that can, you know, help protect her energy, help support her heart energy, help support her focus and concentration and recall, because she's getting a whole lot of stuff thrown at her right now. And then we have spirit magic, which is, I work with animal runes. So very connected to the animal world and animal energy and the signs that they often come to us with, and interpreting those. And so the spirit magic is a rune reading where we talk to the animals and spirit comes through, and we do all that kind of thing. So I have that for October. And then I have the Foundations for Healing program that's opening. Enrollment opens today, actually October 1st. And we start for 6 weeks, November 1st. And we go into all these things. We go into working with the energy of our home. And this is where the working with energy for healing comes in, because we start off with the energy in your home, because you can't be calm in a chaotic space, right? You can't heal in a place that has chaotic energy. Your body and your mind and your spirit need a calm place in order to heal. And healing isn't curing. I mean, you know, we still have days where we feel like shit. We still have days where we feel overwhelmed and anxious and all of these things. But through Foundations for Healing, we go through the basics, the foundational tools. So the decluttering, the grounding, meditation, prayer, connecting with your body to be able to pace your energy. Because, you know, when I first moved up here to the end of the earth after my divorce, I was still just at the beginning of healing. And so, you know, at that time, I could only stack wood for about 5 minutes at a time. And now, and I had to pace my energy, right? So I would stack wood for 5 minutes and I would rest for half an hour. And it would take weeks, weeks to stack wood. And now, years later, because I allowed myself to pace that energy, I was able to build up the strength and resilience. And I mean, I can work outside for 5 or 6 hours now without a problem.
Wow.
So, and still get up the next day and feel like a normal human being. Few aches and pains, because I mean, let's face it, I'm pushing 50 here. Like there's there's a human component to this, right? We don't become superhuman, but you can build strength and resilience over time. And so this is where Foundations for Healing comes in, is teaching those foundational practices, easy ways to integrate them into your life and start making the shifts and the changes. It's not a one and done. I mean, you know yourself, it's a process, it's a journey, and it continually ongoing. And the foundations, once you have the foundational practices, they carry you, they serve you through the rest of your life. So we start at the beginning.
Awesome. That sounds like a great program. And I love when people talk about the clutter clearing and energy. I actually did a course on that last year. And until you learn about it, you don't realize how much energy and clutter and clearing, like how it's all connected and how it all affects us. So that is, I hear more and more people talking about that and teaching about that. And it really does impact you. It really, really does. And that's
question.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you declutter your bedroom, you are going to sleep better. Guaranteed, you are going to sleep better. So if you're struggling with insomnia and not being able to settle at night, it might be not just the monkey mind. It might be the energy of all the stuff in your space. So, you know, we look at all the things. And yeah, I'm so excited. This program has been a labor of love for about 1.5 years. And so it's really exciting to be putting it out, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Awesome. So Krista, you can give me some links to your 2 programs that are coming up?
Yep.
Okay.
we'll give you the link. So I have my Facebook page. So it's
Mhm.
Krista Marie, the Witch on Widow Point. People can find me and message me through there. I have my little group, the Witches Workshop. So, you know, people are more than welcome to come and join me there. We talk, the energy has shifted there as well. And so we're talking more about all of this energy, you know, energy healing and working with the energy in our homes and in our bodies to promote healing and calm. You know, it's creating calm, I think is the core of all of it.
I hear you. Inner
So,
peace. We all want it, don't we? We have to work for it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
one of the beautiful things about working with energy is that the more we do for ourselves, that creates the ripples. You know, everybody wants calm out in the world, but we get calm out in the world by creating it here first. And the more of us that do it, the bigger the ripples, the more ripples there are, and we can change the world just by taking care of ourselves. So
Absolutely. We definitely share a similar mission there, for sure.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I'm so happy to connect with you this way. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
so
know.
much.
I know. And this is, you know, and I did a video last night about staying connected, really encouraging people stay connected. And so I'm so glad that we're connecting here and then we get to share it with the group. And is it okay if anyone in the group wants to connect with you? Can they message you on Messenger?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So good.
Yep.
So
Happy to talk, happy to answer questions. Always.
yes. Wonderful. So there is always a way to stay connected there. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for the internet with
Right?
everything that's going on in the world. It's so important for us to stay connected. And like you said, you know, when you open your mind and you start taking care of yourself, then the ripple effect happens. And that's what this is all about. So that's why we're here. And I'm so glad that you were able to come on. And I am going to put your links to your group and your page down below. And today it's Friday the 1st. This will be airing tomorrow on Spotlight Saturday.
I love that so much.
The first Spotlight member interview. So yeah, so by the time this goes out, it will be Saturday, and I'll have all the information for everyone to reach out to you.
Yeah, I'll send you the link for the page and the group, and I'll send my email address as well, so people can connect through email as well if they choose.
Awesome.
So.
Well, Krista, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with everyone here. And I wish you so much success in your programs coming up. There's so much that you're offering, and there's so much that people can learn from that. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to sign off from our meeting now. And yeah, we'll see you in the group.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.